Hi everyone. I thought I would just do a little video about 9/11. I know it's probably everywhere you look on the news, on all the social medias, but one thing's for sure, if you were old enough to know what 9/11 was, you know where you were and what you were doing. September 11th, 2001, I remember I'm not a TV person, so I usually don't watch, like, those morning shows like Regis and Kelly and whatever it was back then, Regis and got the other woman, and they have the news shows, the I don't know what they're called, like Al Roker or those kind of people. I just wasn't watching. I didn't do that. I had children to take care of. For some reason, I turned on the TV that day. At that time, my daughter was a little over a year old. Other kids were all in school. And I remember I happened to sit down to watch it. I don't know why, because I don't usually sit a lot. Well, you see me sitting here all the time, but back in the day when you got a bunch of kids, you don't get to sit. It was very rare. My mom always used to say, why don't you ever sit down? I mean, I didn't even sit eating. I would stand. I would always have to do something. And for some reason, I sat down. I don't know if it was because I had just started back to college and I was excited about it, and I don't know. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. So I had the TV on, and my daughter was sleeping in a little. So I sat down on the couch and was watching, the news or whatever they talk about in the morning. And all of a sudden, they take a break and they turn to something's going on. And they said, it seems like, I don't remember exactly the beginning, but something about a plane hitting a building in New York. So they had thought that just a plane, was off course or whatever, things like that. So there were two towers. Sorry, I got a hair in my mouth. Two towers. So there was one came through, and right away, I don't know why, maybe because my brain goes to the worst case scenario. I thought, my gosh, this must be a terrorist attack. But they didn't say nothing yet about that. And then, I forgot how many minutes after, I want to say 12, 13, not a lot of minutes after, the second building gets hit. And I can still see it so vividly in my head, and I was just glued to the TV. And I called my mom, who was at work, because she had no idea. I called her, and she just was just like, it didn't even make sense to her what I was saying. And as the words were coming out of my mouth, it didn't even make sense to me. I thought, how could this be happening? And it was so horrible that, I don't know, you just couldn't turn off the TV because, I don't know, my heart just was aching for what in the world is happening and who's going to get to these people. And, these were buildings in New York City where they're full of people working, and there's a nursery, I guess, in the building where people dropped off their kids so they can go to work. And it was horrific, and I couldn't stop watching it. I guess I just was watching, I was praying, I was hoping that, they were wrong once they finally said it's, attack on America. And I kept watching, and when I saw that building just crumble right down to the ground, it was horrible. It was just, at that moment, nothing else seemed to be worse than that. Nothing. And to watching the people run from the debris that's falling in the streets, and it was horrible. And the thing was, I was alone, and I wish I had someone with me. I don't know why. I have no idea even why I wanted someone, but it just felt like I wanted to just hug someone. It just was such a horrible feeling, a helpless feeling. And And like I said, I was glued to the TV, and then my daughter woke up, and she was the littler one, so thank goodness she didn't understand anything. And then, so anyhow, then I just held her really tight and all. Then that night I had to go to school, and it was our first, like, real class for that class that I was in. So it was a new program in college they were offering, and I was going. So we were all in class, and it was a class to become massage therapists. So it was very lenient. Actually, they didn't even have desks for us in the room yet. It was at a community college. In other classes, we sat at desks and lecture halls and all. But this one was very informal. They were waiting for chairs and desks. So we sat down on the floor, and we were all asked about what we felt, how we felt. And it was so nice to be able to share with other people. And all I kept thinking of was those poor people had no idea what they were walking into. And it's just unbelievable. I think of it now, 18 years later. My daughter started her first year of college. She was only 1 year old. Paulie's here now. He wasn't even born yet. And those poor people who every day live this horror, who lost family members, and every year they talk about it. And we have, actually, my college I went to, every year they have a memorial and they do a service, and it's just every year. And for most of us it's just once a year. For these people who lost people, it's every day of their lives that their loved one went off to work. Maybe they were rushing that day and they didn't have time to kiss their spouse or their child, or make that phone call or whatever. And how many regrets did they have? And they said people in the buildings were calling their loved ones and saying goodbye, and they love them. And some people had the message left on their voicemail that I'm sure they hold on to forever. But it's just an awful feeling. That's why in life is short, and we're only promised today. You know the saying, don't go to bed angry? Well, you should always love your loved ones, because you never know. At the blink of an eye, things can change, and everything has changed in America since that day. And it's terrible what happened to us, and then the war started, because we had to protect our country and all. And I guess what I want to say to everyone is, it seemed like the beginning when this happened, everyone was kind. I remember people holding the door open for me, like I had my daughter in my hand and groceries, and people were more kinder. And now 18 years later, it just seems like it's back to the same old, who cares? We shouldn't be that way. We should still be kind. We should still remember that horrible, horrible day where all those lives were lost. So I ask everyone today to do something extra nice for somebody. For a stranger, hold open a door. Give them a smile. Do something today and every day to honor those people that died, innocent people, and the people that have to go on without them. So that's what I ask of my YouTube family. And you ask the people you know, and on and on and on. So every day, try to do something nice. Because this is a horrible, horrible day for those poor people who forever won't have their loved ones. So please, that's what we all should do. We shouldn't let this break us. We should let this make us stronger into good people. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.